Chris Cook scored his maiden first-class 100 in his 38th innings as he kept Glamorgan going with an outstanding 171, while others around him struggled on the opening day of the LV County Championship match with Kent in Canterbury. Mark Wallace batted after winning the toss, but his side was soon in trouble. In the fifth over, Jacques Rudolph edged Mitch Claydon to Darren Stevens. Before, after an agonisingly slow start, Gareth Rees went fishing and nicked off to Stevens. Will Bragg had spent an hour over his 3 runs and was then LBW to Robbie Joseph, leaving with his side on 7 for 3 after 15 overs. It could have been even worse for the visitors, but Cook, on 2 at the time, was spilled in the slips by Adam Riley off Stevens. Glamorgan had to wait until the end of the 18th over to secure their first boundary against some very tight bowling from the Kent attack, but then, almost from nowhere, Jim Allenby started to put bat to ball. He took 3 fours off a Joseph over and then completely took over the scoring, making 44 of the 4th wicket partnership of 62 with Cook, who appeared to find batting just as difficult as those above him in the order. Allenby's attacking instincts also led to his downfall as he tickled a pull off Claydon behind to go with his side on 69 for 4. Cook, meanwhile, began to be rewarded for his hard work early on. He survived until the lunch break with David Lloyd, who was out for 7 shortly after the restart with a loose drive off Stevens to Brendan Nash in the covers. The straw-coloured surface did look as if it would be a good one for the batsmen, but with September upon us, the bowlers were enjoying the conditions more, and Cook used all the parts of his bat to advance his score along as he reached his 50 off 68 balls. With Wallace, he put on an important 58 runs in only 10 overs for the 6th wicket, only for Wallace to fall for 24 when he mistimed a shot off Riley to offer Daniel Bell-Drummond a simple enough catch in the covers. It was an odd day for batting. Graham Wagg struck a 6 in his 18, but was gone before tea with a total on 183 for 7 as he was legged before to Matt Hunn, playing in only his 2nd first-class match and his first of this campaign. A total of around 200 was possibly the best Glamorgan could hope for at this stage, but in the end they did much better than that, as the excellent Cook then joined forces with Dean Koska, who produced his best innings of the summer. Cook has scored one-day hundreds before, but never in the first-class game until now. This was the moment the 28-year-old South African has been waiting for. A back-foot drive off Claydon, bringing him 3 runs to take him to 3 figures. He waited until right at the end of his 3rd to show any emotion in what had been a very special innings, which had thus far used up 134 balls, from which he'd struck 13 fours. Yet he was ready for a good deal more. The monkey now off his back, he began to play with real freedom, taking his partnership with Koska to 118 to bring up the 300 for his side, something which had appeared to be very unlikely until these two came together. Koska was very good. He'd made 45 when he was smartly held in the slips by Stevens as Claydon struck in his 2nd over with the 2nd new ball. By now, though, Cook had advanced to 150. He needed 62 deliveries to get from his 100 to this point. He had almost exactly half of the runs on the board. Such was his dominance throughout this day, one he certainly won't forget anytime soon. It was a magnificent display, and one which may be career-changing. It looked as if he was going to be left high and dry when Michael Hogan gave Claydon his 4th wicket, with the score on 305 for 9. But debutant 19-year-old spinner Kieran Bull stuck with Cook for a little while longer, this the youngster's first boundary in the first-class game. Cook was now trying to get as many as he could before the innings was ended. This was his only 6 to go with the 18 fours he'd also struck. His sensational knock finally being ended by Riley, who had the batsman caught in the deep for 171, an innings lasting 5 hours from which he'd faced 214 deliveries. It started slowly too. Thanks to him, Glamorgan were all out for 329, and Kent replied with 1 run in the 4 overs which remained in the day, a day which almost exclusively belonged to Cook. The home side will hope to find someone to match him to keep their promotion challenge very much alive over the forthcoming days.